Hi there, it's Scott. It's New Year's Eve 2008, and I thought I'd give you one final show to wrap up the year. Now, I've been at my parents' house for the last week in Oklahoma, so I haven't made any footage there. Actually, I did try one day. I went out, set up my video camera, and made a recording from my tractor that I drove a lot when I was a kid growing up out on the farm. But it was so windy down there that you can't hear me over the wind whipping down the plain, actually. So anyway, what I thought I'd do for this one is I reflected over the year and thought about my top 10 gaming experiences. Now, I'm not saying these are the best games of the year. What I'm saying are these are the 10 games that gave me great experiences. And I thought about my gaming experiences, and this is what I enjoyed the most. So, here we go. Number 10 for the year, Rails of Europe. Now, Rails of Europe is an expansion for Railroad Tycoon. I never liked Railroad Tycoon, but I got to try Rails of Europe this year for the first time, played it a number of times after that, and really enjoy it. So if you played Railroad Tycoon and you didn't like it, it felt like the board was too cramped, it felt like that you were just fighting over a few areas, and that whole Western Link thing is just a mess. Take a look at Rails of Europe. It doesn't have the Western Link confusion, the board is more evenly spread out. Really, I enjoyed this game a lot. So this is my number 10 best game experience for 2008. Number 9 for me was Saints Row 2. That's right, I'm going to have some video games on this list as well, because for me, gaming is more than just board games. I enjoy playing all sorts of games. This was my big surprise for the year. I didn't expect I'd like this. I rented it from Gamefly, which is a service I use to rent video games, played it for a while, and really got hooked on it. Now, I didn't like Grand Theft Auto. I didn't like the new Grand Theft Auto. I didn't like the way it handles, and I also didn't care for the sort of, you're a bad guy, oh no, you're not, we're going to make you have ethical decisions. In Saints Row 2, you're a bad guy. That's all there is to it. So you do things like run around on a four-wheeler and set things on fire, and drive a septic truck, and hose down villages with sewage to lower property values, and fun stuff like that. And it makes no qualms about that you're going to do interesting and not so nice stuff, and that's who you are. So it handles much better than Grand Theft Auto, so I've enjoyed Saints Row 2 quite a lot. It was my big surprise of the year. Next one, Metropolis. Now, I did an episode of Board Games with Scott on Metropolis. This is a light strategy game. Takes about 45 minutes to play. Has some really nice elements of auction and deduction. You're trying to figure out what other people's hidden goals are while trying to win the bid through this clever mechanism. And so this is one of my top gaming experiences for the year, Metropolis. Next one is my pink Xbox controller. Now, what this represents is the Geometry Wars 2, that the new Xbox Live arcade game, Geometry Wars 2, came out this year, and I spent a long time staring at those little pixels on the screen trying to blow stuff up. It's old-time double-stick shooter goodness, harkening back to Video Robotron and those great games from the 1980s. It was easy to play. Had 6 different modes. One thing that was cool it did is it would look at your friends list for all of their high scores and would always show you your friend with a high score that was just above yours, just teasing you. And so I would beat one friend's high score and he would come back and beat me back and forth. I played a lot of games and got very bleary-eyed playing this Geometry Wars 2 game. So a lot of fun. Next one down. Say Anything. Say Anything is a party game made by the people who made Wits and Wagers. My first play of this, I came away thinking, it's not so good. But the more I've played it, the more I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it with people that I knew a little bit. I've enjoyed it with people I knew a lot. I haven't enjoyed it very much with serious gamers. It's one that you want to play with light people, not light people. No, you want to play with people that are okay with light games. But I've had fun, a lot of fun with Say Anything. And the tone of the game really varies upon the tone of the crowd. It can get to be very raunchy if you want to do that, or very nice and just friendly if you want to do that. So, Say Anything, one of my best gaming experiences of the year. Next, Tinner's Trail. Now, Tinner's Trail is a game by Martin Wallace. It's a strategy game. It only takes maybe an hour to 90 minutes to play. There's 4 turns in the game. It has a really number of clever things going on. You're choosing an action, and the action takes time, and then that time takes you on a time track, and you've only got 10 units of time to use each turn. And if I've used 4 units of time, and you use 1 unit of time, then you get to go again. And if you use something that's only another 2, then you get to go again. So it's very nice mechanisms going on here. I've heard it's out of print, but I've heard it's going to be coming back. If it does come back, I plan to do a Board Games with Scott episode on it. That's why I haven't done it yet, is I only like to do games that people can get a hold of on Board Games with Scott. But I've really enjoyed the games I've played of Tinner's Trail. Next one for the year, Agricola! You knew this one had to be on there somewhere. I really do enjoy this game. I've played it a number of times. I still enjoy it. It's a game about farming, about building up a farm. I've played this. I'll still play it. You know, it's a game that I like. I know a lot of people tried it, got burned out on it. I don't play games to get enough to get burned out on them, and I'm still enjoying my plays of this game. I like playing farm. It's a fun activity for me to do, so I find fun in this game. So this one, liked it. Next one down, Fable II. Fable II, another role-playing game for the Xbox 360. This is an adventure game where a bit of a sim medieval village where you start out as a pauper and work your way up. You're buying real estate by the end. You're slaying bad guys. What was kind of neat about the game is you didn't get a lot of money from slaying bad guys, but you got more money from doing jobs, from having property, from making investments. You can get married once. You can get married lots of times. You can play straight or you can play gay. You can play good or you can play evil. And the game changes based upon the decisions you make. I'm playing it through now for a second time, and I'm enjoying making different choices and seeing what happens in the game. So Fable 2, one of my top gaming experiences for 2008. Next one, number 2 on my list is World of Warcraft. I hear you groaning already, but this year I've been involved with World of Warcraft on and off since it started. I got into it right at the beginning. I let my stuff lapse. I got into it again. This year I found a guild, the Libraries and Librarians Guild, over on Airy Peak server. And I've really enjoyed having a guild of people that are in my profession for real, in real life. And we can talk about that stuff, but also run around slaying evil. It's the first time I've pursued it heavily enough to get a character up there. I have a warrior that I just got up to level 60, which is quite a bit. I'd never gotten anyone really beyond 40 before. If you played this a long time ago and haven't tried it again, one thing that's happened is that they've made it a lot easier to level up. It took me about as long to play a character up to level 60 recently as it took me originally to play a character up to level 40, because they've boosted the experience on things. They've made a lot of big elite monsters easier to kill, and so they've done a lot of things to help people get up to the new content, which you can get to through the expansions. If you're new to World of Warcraft and you want to learn more, and you're a librarian, you can come join the guild. We can certainly help you out with that. I play Deselector, the warrior, in Airy Peak, and so I've had a lot of good gaming experiences with World of Warcraft this year, now that I've been getting into it with a group of people and getting up into some of the content that I hadn't seen before. So that's my number 2 gaming experience for the year. And my number 1, my top gaming experience, a thing I've done more often than any other game, would be the 18xx series. I've played a lot of 18xx this year, and I still enjoy it. I did a Board Games with Scott video on it. 18FL is just one example. I've done short 18xx games with new players. I've tried longer ones. It's a game about running trains, buying stock, running railroads, and making investments. And in the game, it's not the railroads that win you the game, it's making proper investments in different railroads. And so if you have the heaviest investment in a railroad, you get to run it, but other people can have stock in it too. So you can win the game either by buying a lot of shares in your own stuff and doing well, or buying shares in various people that are doing well and trying to make a balance between those things. I've tried, there's a lot of variants of 18 something something. 18FL is a good one to start with if you're just looking to get into it, but I've got a video all on 18xx. I recently tried 1841, which if you've played any of these series, this will make sense to you. Not only can you buy stock in companies, but the companies can buy stock in other companies. A company can even start its own company. So you've got stock in a company that's busy buying its own other companies out there. To be honest, for me, that was one too many meta levels. It was too much. I'd like to keep it a little simpler than that. So I tried it. Not going to do that one again. But the 18xx series has provided me with my top gaming experiences throughout the year of 2008. And I don't see that changing. I see continuing to play 18xx. So that's it. That's my top 10 gaming experiences for the year, a variety of different activities. 2009, I'm sure will bring some other treasures. I'm hoping it brings Tulip Mania 1637, my own game, of which is heavily influenced by the 18xx game stock market, actually. That's where that came from. So anyway, I hope you all have a nice new year. I will see you on the other side with some more videos. I'm working on a video right now on Board Games with Scott on Formula D. This one came fairly late in the year, but our game group's been really enjoying this. I played the old Formula Day. This one almost made the list, as did Cosmic Encounter, but I thought, they came out really too late in the year, and I want to try and think about the whole year. But I've been having fun with both Formula D and Cosmic Encounter. So anyway, that's enough of Scott stuff. You go out and enjoy your snow or whatever weather you have, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.